There we go. Test. All right. Ta-da. Hey, welcome to the Just Todd Now show with your host, Santa. Just Todd Now. Combine your mind with your heart. See what your gut mind is saying. Connect all those three circles and let whatever come out. Come on out. Check out the merge. Take a bite out of life. Take a bite out of life. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just Todd Now. It's on the back. But yes, I wanted to just jump in to tie in with the podcast yesterday. It's going to be a part two. I'm only gonna be here for like 15 minutes right now. And then I gotta go handle some business. I'll be right back on. But the energy yesterday I felt was very awesome, and a lot of dots was connecting. So I want to continue that energy. So thank y'all for was there yesterday. Stay tuned for today. And if you got any notes, let me know what you was tying it on. Let's add it to the conversation. And this was on lucid dreaming, the significance of dreaming, how dreaming was like stopped back in the day in certain parts of the world, not all over. They ain't get to all the indigenous tribes yet, but the people, a certain select group of people, and Christians mostly, was stopping people from experiencing their dreams and talking about their dreams. And they was getting into I was going to get into the succubus and the succubi, and how it's different terminology and demonic forces that said that's to be in our dreams and giving a lot of people their dreams and stuff like that. So they cut themselves off from a lot of new ideas and inspirations. So that's what the last podcast was about. Not gonna get too much into it now. Just want to say good morning, like I said before. Good morning, good day. And that you are the one that's going to be that paved the way. That paved the way of everything that you're going to want to do in life from this point out. Because everything, like we're saying, is set up. Everything is set up for us. And you can go with the program, or you can choose to be something different. And choose to be something different. And the times around the whole world is changing. Got the floods happening everywhere in Germany and Europe, and like really organized places where they didn't expect it to be flooding. And as well in China. In China is massive flooding as well. And all the uncivil unrest going on in South Africa. Everybody is like going against the political parties, like the people are going against the political parties and robbing all the stores and just not really not listening to the authority that's been set out for all of these years, which was set out in a lot of racist conditions as well, with apartheid and I'll just say Mason Mandela. Mandela, that is his name. Mandela and everything. So it's a lot that's going on in the earth right now with people finally a group of people with a certain select lifestyle that they said they were supposed to live, like in Cuba, this is happening as well. People are saying, hey, this is not how I want to continue living my life. And to add America, in America, with how people are going about making their money now, it's changing over. And we brought that up when the pandemic first started. We were saying like, get your business together, start something. Like, now we have the time to sit, we're around family, around friends. Well, really it was family, because they say don't go around friends and stuff, but it was still around friends too, so that you can start building, so that you can see what's going on yourself, kind of like a psychedelic isolation, so that you can be alone with yourself, or be alone with things that you wasn't ever really like alone with. Get that one-on-one counseling with everything, even if it was your bedroom ceiling. And then you're seeing a lot of relationships change up over the pandemic. We're seeing a lot of laws being changed under the pandemic. Billionaires making more money under the pandemic, and now, like, at the tail end of it, or at the tail end of whatever just happened, we now seeing people go, like, billionaires racing to go to space. Just getting some rockets up there. Jeff Bezos, even Elon Musk. It's a lot of changes going up with our social, how we interacting socially is a lot more online now. A lot more online, you know, the Zoom conferences and NFTs, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. So it's just they're just wrapping up 2020. I mean, yeah, 2020 and 2021 because the atmospheres, all of this add up to something. All of everything always add up, and people leave certain sections out of what's going on so that, and then wonder why things don't add up in the future. Like all the laws that was passed back when 9/11 and stuff happened with the Patriot Act and stuff like that, and getting access to privacy data back when the Twin Towers, and then there's some people that really remember when that was happening, and then there's some people that just like brushed it off, and then there's some people that really never heard of that stuff and it never really brushed up to their ears, and now they alive in society today, not understanding why we don't have so much digital privacy or privacy period when it comes to surveillance and stuff like that. It's because it was given up. It was written into law, like wow, like 20 years ago now, 2001. So a lot of laws was written in the COVID situation, the pandemic situation, that's going to have some massive effects in the long term, like 10, 15 years down the line that we're going to see. So I was thinking in the bathroom, and I was thinking when I was visualizing the show, on like what's going to tie on the show and stuff like that, is I know it seems like it's a time for us to fight, like really fight, and it really is time to pick up our arms and stuff at times as well. We gotta have it on deck. But I think the way to really get at to use those emotions is to build. Is to build. Just like CNN, just like Fox Network, just like Netflix. They wasn't fighting the government. They wasn't fighting things they didn't really like. They was building. And in that, the things when they start approaching them, if they didn't like and try to shut it down, that's when you bring out your arms, bring out your sword, bring out your magic wand, bring out your like whatever you got to make it go magical disappearo. I think that's the type time that I wish us to be on, and whoever listening to this to be on, type time where you're building more than fighting. Cause you'll even be in your house fighting to yourself or fighting to your friends, just talking about the things that's going on all the time that you don't like, that you want to build up even in yourself. Cause that's the magic power that they got over a lot of people, getting you to self-doubt yourself so much that you just sit around talking about yourself all the time. And like ways that's like saying about words, like words are spells. Every time we say something, we're creating a reality. So saying like you're lazy or don't have the energy or you don't believe you can do this or your dreams is not lining up with that reality and stuff like that. Like you never had the dream, so you don't think you could do it. That's a spell. That's a spell. Because when you're a kid, you believe you could do anything. So something happened over time to switch up those belief patterns, to switch up how you operate and how you able to conjure and throw off your spells and stuff like that. It's a magical world, and we playing it every day. We playing it at different levels, and experience at different levels every single moment of our lives, even when we go to sleep. That's just another level. It's not like it's this. Hey, King guys, talking about dreams and building instead of fighting, building yourself up instead of fighting yourself, instead of fighting the system, instead of fighting a lot of things that you believe is putting you down. And how society and these master magicians and stuff got a lot of people wrapped up in spells, then getting them to self-doubt themselves so much, so much that it seems normal. Because our inner, whatever we term as our inner voice, is going to be the thing that we run off of. And if we looking around and calling other things our inner voice all the time, it's and saying, yeah, that sound like it's well put together just for me. It's a setup. It's a cold setup. It's a cold setup because because then when you get into a lot of things, they don't really allow you to operate as you really would, if as you really can, as you really would, as you are breathing. They don't allow you to operate as you're breathing. Like they want you to breathe this way. Like breathe this way and then you'll be all right. And sometimes that's good training. It's good training overall, so you can be malleable. But it comes a time where we gotta like just really, I'm just tying on building, just building up ourselves. Because I see a lot of potential being wasted. A lot of potential being wasted around people that I know, around people that I see, just walking like when I grew up in Philadelphia, even here being in Chico, and people being comfortable with just living off what their parents give them, or comfortable living in the alleyways and stuff like that. Yeah, and then like, but because when I would talk to people that would be in the alleyways, like homeless people, whenever they decide to talk to me, they talk about their aspirations and stuff, or say, "Yeah, I want to do this," or "Yeah, I was going through this," and stuff like that. Like it's never, or it's just a wave, or like, "Yeah, hey," and they keep going. But whenever somebody really stop and talk to me, they get into this tight mode. So that's why I talk the way I do. If people can choose to be comfortable and live their lifestyle how long ever they want, but when people actually decide to talk to me, they seem to always go into that form of talk of trying to build themselves up. So that's why this is how I'm responding to the universe. This is how I'm responding to myself every day. Cause these are the words that I've been telling myself, I guess, for eons, to even get myself to this. And now all of these reflections coming out, and just to even reflect things back, and we all just interchanging energy as we go along. Yeah, because dreams, we all got these dreams always going on. But how we have this access to our dreams is a lot of blockages. And that's why you see a lot of people with the biggest dreams, like people that really be dreaming, like really got the biggest dreams, they really be the most depressed ones a lot of the times. Because a lot of things have to be, they feel as though got to be set up a certain way for that dream to actually be activated. Like, oh man, this dream is never going to happen unless this happened, then it line up to this, and then this, and then this and that, and da 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 da. And that's nothing but the mind. That's nothing but the mind trying to dream. The mind can't dream. The mind can only process what information it already has. So all of that dreaming has nothing to do with this world. It has something, I mean, not nothing to do, but it works outside of the bounds of this reality, of this time construct. So all that timing that you're trying to put out there and construct is going to like, it's not all the time. Like working things out with other people is when I think the magic works. Friendship is power. But trying to do everything by yourself is when sometimes it blow up all in your face. Like tinkering with the machine, see the inventor all brushing out everybody else, and like, all right, all the family like, all right, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make this work, and then it just, you see the puff smoke like, and then it start rattling, then it start dying down, and then you're like, ah, and then the spouse come in and say, hey, are everything okay in there? And it's like, ah, it's all right, just leave me alone. I'm gonna make this work. Not knowing the spouse probably had a nice idea, or cause an accident that would cause the mechanism to work. Like accidents, like what is an accident? A coincidence, a toxicity, as I call it. You never know. You just gotta invite it in, but it takes multiple levels. Excuse me. A team takes multiple levels of acceptance, not just like a relationship. It don't just take one person doing something. It don't take one person being the malleable person, taking in information from the other side and adjusting to the situation, while the other side is just listening to the situation and got a whole nother thing going on, and then trying to coincide what you saying with what they got going on. That's like just that's like two different teams. That's two different teams. Like just doing something for a little bit, but a whole collaboration, a whole like build up. It takes it takes a conversation. It takes a conversation, as I call it, like combining your mind with your heart, seeing what your gut mind is saying, connecting all those three circles and let whatever come out, come on out. And that's how good teams are built. That's how magic is built. I mean, that's how magic is made. That's how magic is made. Like the relationship between best friends just going at it, creating businesses and just doing what you've been doing for eons. Shouts to Jesus and Marrow type energy. Shouts to True King Guys. And like that type time. It's the vibes is real. With knowing like our attachments to our past lives. And that comes what I was saying, having access to our dream mind, to our dream state. And having these, being in contact with these ideas. Because a lot of times we've been taught that these ideas are left to fantasy, left to science fiction, and that is just a movie. And that is just a movie. The world around us, as we experience with mushrooms and DMT, as I experienced, and woke me up and brought my ass out of this thing, or like it showed me that all of these things, all these concepts that a lot of people gibber around or don't access to, is people have using these all the time, using it, have access to these powers all the time, and showing off in front of the people, in front of the muggles, in front of the people that seem like that never believed that these things was true, and coming off as idols, coming off as literal gods walking around on earth and stuff like that, but in many different ways. Like they know not to call themselves a god, so so they call themselves, right, like the CEO sometimes or the president. Or even a king, a queen. Oh yeah, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. A lot of things. A lot of things. Disney. The list goes on. The list goes on. Oh, I was looking for some water. I'm thirsty. It's going. This goes on. But that's how it is. That's the world that we in. And we either going to be fighting or we're going to be building. And with that building, I think it is come put the building before the fighting. I think we got a smooth sailing ahead of us. Smooth sailing ahead of us, because we'll be ready for the rough seas that come out of nowhere. Prepared to disappear like a manifest for 5.5 years if need be. And random tidbit before I go, I want to tie on that too. The show Manifest and planes disappearing for 5.5 years. I'll tie on that show and then come back with powers. I've been finding other articles and videos about planes disappearing, not just over the Bermuda Triangle, but over different areas of different bodies of water and not being found. Remember Flight Malaysian 74 something? I remember that was just a couple years ago, and the plane was never found. Like, how do y'all tie on these things? Where are they going? What is happening? Because they like legit never found. So shouts to the show Manifest for bringing this this modern day folklore to society, modern day experience. As we hear too about people disappearing in caves back in the day, going into caves or taking a bunch of psychedelics and going as in groups and going into the jungles and stuff like that, and people never hearing from them again. We have access to these dimensions. It's just a matter of will, and know-how. And that just shows how much we actually have not been taught about our true selves. Well, we have power too, but I would say we have power. That's why I'm starting this series of talking about lucid dreaming a lot more often. Lucid dreaming and psychedelics and the connections between all of them and tying it all together. Because it's a beautiful story to be told. It's a beautiful story to be told. I sort of kind of like witnessed it on mushrooms before. And now like the story is playing out. Story's playing out. As it should, as we always do. So thank you guys for tying along with me. I'm gonna go drop my daughter off at gymnastics so she can get the flipping, get that energy going. And I appreciate all of y'all for tying along with me, sharing the video, liking it if need be. It all goes to the algorithm so we can all, so it can be supported and brought out to more and more, and we can get more stories, bigger stories, grander presentations. Y'all see all the AR? We're gonna get better with, more advanced with the AR, 3D modeling, and all of those things. Every day I'm hustling, everything I'm practicing, honing in on these different skills. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. So if you got any dream stories and all of those cool things, let me know. And check out the Just Tainow website, www.justtainow.com, for all the merch, like things like this. And the hat that I forgot to tie on the last time. These actually glow in the dark. Whoop. Let me get you a clear view, and then yeah, these glow in the dark, Just Tainow. And I got these cool tags. Give y'all a little preview behind the shop. Dang, if it don't got the tag, it ain't official.